Thursday night football. We've got the Steelers and the Bengals kicking off week 7 in the NFL. We've also got 2 MLB playoff games to discuss as both the NLCS and ALCS continue. Welcome to the best betting show ever. No need to adjust your screens. Clearly, I am not Prez. I am merely Bryan Power, subbing in both today and tomorrow. Of course, joining me, Joe Raineri, Art DiCesare. Art, let me go to you first. How are things looking on your side of the counter? In particular for tonight, I know people want to know about this Steelers-Bengals game, this moribund Bengals team starting Joe Flacco. Are there many takers on the home dog tonight?
Well, people are definitely taking the home dog. We took money at 5.5. We've also taken over money at 42.5. We're now at 45 on that total. Listen, Pittsburgh will be popular with the public, the general public crowd, who's going to come in and put them in parlays, connecting everything to the weekend. A couple of prop bets that we saw some money on as well. We saw Flacco under yards at 238.5. That was sharp. We also saw Noah Fant take some yardage over 27.5. The tight end, we've moved from 27.5 to 30.5 on that prop.
I love it, Art. And you've got, in addition to, of course, Steelers and the Bengals, 2 games that you and I and the Prez talked about all week long that we had kind of head-scratching with what's going on with the market. One of them is New England, Tennessee, and the other one is the Saints and the Bears here. Tell me what you're seeing with these games.
Yeah, New England was a 6.5 opener. We're now 7. We're going to need Tennessee in the game. I don't think there's any question about it. That's all I can say. I mean, we're going to need them because New England's going to be very popular in the money line parlays and the teasers. There's no surprise there. And something we've talked about, and I feel like we've talked about since kind of the inception of the show, but the Saints have always taken money. It feels like every week they take money. They took money at 6. They took money at 5.5. It's now Bears in that weird zone that we talked about yesterday. Bears -5. Total's gone up as well from 46.5 to 47.5. So we've seen some movement there. But right now we're sitting there needing the Bears because no one has come in and laid that Bear price. I think we'll get someone who comes in and wants to take the money line or do something like that, but they haven't laid the 5 yet.
What about the total?
Okay.
Are you seeing a lot of money? Because that looks like that's gotten bet up through the roof, too.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we've moved the point. We were 46.5, now 47.5. Listen, obviously we put up our, look-ahead lines, but once the Monday night game kicks, we take those down. Don't reopen the Monday night teams that play till Tuesday morning. So we have seen a point move, though, on that total.
Wow, okay. There you go. Well, Bears, it's a short week for the Bears, Joe. Short week after Monday Night Football. I don't know if you know that Monday through Sunday, they call that a short week.
Yes.
College football. We got some college football.
Yes, we do.
There is a game tonight, Art. East. I don't know if there's much action, East Carolina and Tulane, but I know there are obviously some games of interest on Saturday that you have to share with us.
Yeah, definitely. Just to touch on the game tonight, really not much, to be honest with you. I try, if I can, like tomorrow there are 4 games. I'm sure I'll be able to hit more on kind of those games, but there really hasn't been much. This is kind of an under-the-radar game with an NFL game, with 2 baseball playoff games, so I don't want to just give out information to give out information. It's really a nothing for us. It will be a no-decision type of game for us, but a couple of really good games on Saturday to look at. Ole Miss at Georgia. We saw sharp money on Georgia at 6.5. We're now up to 7.5 on that game. The line has come down from our game of the year number, which was Georgia -12. So keep that in mind. This game, Utah game of the year against BYU, was 4.5. We reopened 3.5. We saw BYU money at 3.5. We've seen Utah money at 3. It's going to go back and forth, kind of straddle that line. Over money is coming as well, 47.5 up to 49. Tennessee at Bama. Under money, really good under money here. We were 61, now 59. So a 2-point move to the under there. Game of the year line on this was Bama 13. It's now Bama 8. And there really hasn't been much movement off of our 8. When we reposted it at 8, that's what it was. We might have been 7.5 for a minute, but we just moved with the market. Really good 2-way action on this game.
It's interesting, Art, because that Utah-BYU, huge rivalry there, right? The old, what are they called? The Holy War there that they've got going on in Provo. But it's very rare, Art, that here we are, a 5-0 home team, and the hook is still available here. So I'm finding that, do you think that disappears by the time, like in other words, if you want BYU, now would be the time to bet them? Because it feels like it's been Utah heavy so far.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But this is one of those games I always talk about. Like when we're in this range of a football number, 3 or 7, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take BYU money at 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go to 3, and then they're gonna lay 3, and it's just gonna be one of those games. And we're going to really need to avoid 3 because obviously all the BYU stuff would cash, and then everyone gets a refund on Utah. So these are the type of games where we just let them play both sides. We'll book it. We'll keep going back and forth, and we just can't get middled on that number.
Goodness.
All right.
Don't get middled, B&P.
Don't
get middled.
That's what I say to myself every morning,
Don't
Joe.
do it, BP. I know what you're thinking here. As a matter of fact, let me
You're
ask
the one
you,
in the middle, Joe.
I am definitely the one in the middle. So, Art,
Yeah.
as long as you are there reading off some of the numbers, we have 2 Major League Baseball games tonight. Are you seeing any movement in those? I mean, are we starting to see the Toronto love in the futures market come back to life?
It is coming back to life, and it's coming back to life in this game. And once again, I always try to let people know we deal a 10-cent line, so we're always going to have a little bit of a higher line on the dog. But we were as high as plus 119 on the Blue Jays. As I walked back to the office to do the show, we were at plus 107. So obviously it's come down a little bit there. There was a lot of Toronto love in Game 3. It has not stopped for Game 4. And the Dodger over money we've seen some love there. We were 7.5 flat, now up to 7.5 minus 125. You're even seeing it trend towards 8 under 15. So It's starting to head that way. I don't know if we hit 8, but like I said, you've seen some 8s out there.
Okay. There we go. Start to see the 8s. Guys, we're going to talk Steelers and Bengals here. The Thursday night football game. Just a minute. Just a reminder, though, before we do that, please like and smash that subscribe button as well. Comment down below. I would like comments on this show than the Prez normally gets. It's going to be a competition. It's getting a little personal. I talked to Prez last night on the phone, Joe, and my ego. My ego requires more comments, more likes. So please, everybody, smash that like button. All right.
Yes.
Steelers Bengals. I talked about this game actually earlier in the week, Joe, on WagerTalk Today. I know a segment that you usually tune into. I am 9-0 on my WagerTalk Today segment every Tuesday the last 5 weeks. And I talked about the fact that this Bengals defense, look, I don't want to lay the points with Pittsburgh. Tomlin, historically, I think we would all agree, he inexplicably dumps games as a road favorite. But the Bengals are not a team I am rushing to back, and I'll tell you why. I've got them ranked dead last in the league. It's so funny that this is a team coming into the year, everyone talked about, they never win in the first 2 weeks. Well, they start 2-0 this year, and look, they haven't won since. No Joe Burrow. It was the Stars and Scrubs roster to begin with. They lose their biggest star. Joe Flacco, I don't know what the deal's going to be there. I want to remove him out of the equation, guys. Let's remove that variance. I look at a Bengals defense that's given up 27 or more points each of the last 4 games, and I think Pittsburgh's going to be able to score in this one. I gave out over 23.5 over in the week for the Steelers team total. It's getting a little juicier now at minus 142. It was minus 125 earlier in the week, Joe. But I don't know. Aaron Rodgers and company put together 5 scoring drives on an excellent Browns defense last week. I think they could put up points against the Bengals defense.
Art, I mean, what are you thinking here? Is this one? A lot of people shaking their head at this game going, to Cincinnati. But short week here. Tomlin hasn't been great as this kind of favorite in his tenure there. Where are you leaning here?
Well, it's got a little bit of a feel to last week's game, right? The divisional big favorite on the road. And that's what it's going to be. Public's going to be on the Steelers. Sharper guys took Cincinnati. And Brian hit that, the total. He might have talked about a team total, but I've already mentioned that total was 42.5. We're now 45. So big move to the over. I mean, 2.5 point move is significant.
It's a huge move. That's a big move. The problem that I have with that total, though, is that you've got to expect Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh to do the heavy lifting here, Art. And what the hell see, here's the problem, though, right? That they've scored mid-20s, I think, the last couple of games, which is nice. If Hendrickson's not playing, and I think he's a game-time decision, where the hell's the pass rush coming from on Aaron Rodgers? Which means they might score 30 some odd points, and then garbage time is coming in the second half with Flacco, and this thing flies over the total. So I think Hendrickson plays a big part in this, Art. If you can't get to Aaron Rodgers and put any pressure, he's going to pick them apart here tonight, no?
Oh yeah, I don't disagree at all. I mean, listen, these home dogs in the division are usually a good move. A lot of people like to play them, especially the more educated players. But you know, it's going to be one of those things where, despite that early Cincinnati money, I wouldn't be shocked here if in the next couple hours we start to get overwhelmed with Pittsburgh money, but public money, because that's what's going to happen. There's going to be no sharp guy who's going to come in here and lay Pittsburgh, take them on the money line, do any of that type of stuff. So I think the public eventually will come in and take Pittsburgh in this game. I mean, we're low in the game. We're 5. They're 5.5 out there.
Yes.
Yeah. And remember, guys, the Steelers, I did have them last week against the Browns, but that was a very favorable spot for the Steelers. The Steelers very rarely win by margin, as you guys know, very rarely by margin. This has been the king of close wins under Tomlin. So historically, home or away, it has not been a great idea to lay the points with the black and gold. But I think, look, they faced a lot of good defenses, Joe. If you look, the Steelers are right at 23.8 points per game this season. They've been facing good defenses the one time they didn't face a good defense, the Jets, team you know well, and they put up over 30 in that game.
Disgusting. I'm disgusted with both of you. Prop market there, Art. I know you mentioned earlier starting to see some flow in with the total going over. Are we really starting to see the Aaron Rodgers prop money come in? Is it, to me, what the hell's Flacco going to do besides just throw the ball to Jamar Chase and Higgins? And it feels like anytime touchdowns, give me Jamar Chase. I mean, he's going to get opportunities because he did against Green Bay and ended up getting in the end zone. Or what the hell choice is he going to have?
Yeah, he was kind of brought back to life, because when you watch him in that Denver game, he looked frustrated.
Pissed.
He looked at Jake Browning like, this is who I have the rest of the year. This guy's awful. But yeah, and I mean, you're going to get about, we're dealing plus 140 on that. So you're going to get a nice plus price on a guy who's probably going to get, 10 or 12 targets? I mean, not that bad.
Interesting. Like it.
All right. Is it time for our parlay of the day, Joe? Is that what we are now doing next?
Yes. I believe the parlay of the day. You're doing great here, Brian. You're doing great. Really.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. I'm navigating the ship here. Here we go. I'm driving the car. I understand that you were very close yesterday on the program.
Yes, that's kind of where this whole show is going, Art. Right there.
No, I don't think so.
Just saying, it's right there. No, I'm sorry. I'm just saying it's heading in that direction.
I was going to say that the parlay of the day yesterday, it is my understanding, was heading very positive direction, and then something happened. I don't know. I don't get involved.
The Prez happened. Yes, the Prez happened.
Yeah.
Yes, look at that.
Okay, so
that's good, Art.
That was a very good call, Art. A very good call, Joe. Now, I don't follow the NHL. Were they lighting the lamp in St. Louis, I assume?
Yeah, it was over in the first period, pretty much. So, yeah, it was pretty much. That was Prez for you.
I love you, Prez. I don't care what they say. I love you, Prez. My favorite. My Mount Rushmore of Canadians. All right. For my part of the parlay of the day, let's go over in the Brewers-Dodgers game tonight. This is a matchup of the highest scoring road team in baseball. That's Milwaukee. And then the highest scoring home team in all of baseball, that, of course, being the Los Angeles Dodgers. No matter who takes the bulk of the innings, whether it's Quintana or Mizorowski for Milwaukee, I think the Dodgers will be able to score early. And then 7.5 is too low of a total, I think, given the matchup of how much the Brewers score on the road, how much the Dodgers score at home. So over 7.5 is what I'm giving you.
Art?
Well, let's do one that we just talked about. Let's throw in Jamar Chase to score a touchdown, plus 140.
Love that. All right, good. And if that's the case, then I am going to go back to college football here, and I'm going to say, give me Tulsa and the 18 and a half points here tonight. I'll go the dog. I like the defense. I don't think East Carolina should be laying out against anybody here. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll grab that. So, little parlay of the day. Somebody's got to go throw some plus money in there on that chalky crap Bryan Power just threw at us there, Art. He's got to get out of here. He's got to go to work, Brian. So get him out. Go.
Art, thank you. It was a pleasure to meet you. And hopefully you come back tomorrow. Hopefully I didn't scare you off. And I assure you, Art, Joe, very good friends. You'll find out.
No. Have a good
listen,
one.
Brian, you might be here to stay if Prez keeps putting out these overs that hit,
It's
these
a solid
unders.
point.
Well, and what we're going to do is we're going to change parlay of the day to round robin of the day by twos.
Yes.
So people can actually make some money.
Yes.
Oh, no, Prez.
I'm so glad he said that, too. Prez is going to love this segment. I love it, man. I love it.
Awesome, Art.
Devil.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Get out of here, Art. I'll see you tomorrow, man.
All right,
Unfortunately,
boys.
Brian Power will be there. Yes, Brian. So what's next?
Oh,
now?
here we
Yes.
go. You and me, Joe Raineri, just two good buddies talking ball, isn't it? I was on the WagerTalk home screen the other day, and both you and I, WagerTalk.com, you and I both were the only two that brought blue suit coats to our headshots. That we kind of look alike. People, yes.
Oh, yes. We look a lot. Yes, yeah. As a matter of fact, it reminds me of the time that you were bartending. And Akron won a game. Yes, as a matter of fact. Yes, I remember.
Wow, you saved all the old. God,
you love Akron.
Skinnier in that photo. No, that was after. I believe that was after Michigan beat Alabama in the Rose Bowl. That was a 5% play.
That's correct. Celebration. Celebration.
Some people put pictures of meat on their social media. I send you that picture, which has been only slightly edited. All right, our word of the day is celebrate. Let's do that. How about that for the word of the day? Celebrate. What are you celebrating here on Thursday? Maybe it's me being on the best betting show ever. Maybe it's something else. I don't know. Joe, I know you're celebrating me being on the program.
I'm so conflicted. On one hand, I don't have to deal with the Prez, so I'm celebrating that. On the other hand, it's Bryan Power Day. So it's damned if I do.
I'm assuming your list was anyone but Bryan Power, and then look what you got. All right, college football, Joe. It is my understanding that the way that this Thursday show works is both you and I will be on a timer and giving out 2 college football plays to the people. But first, I think we want to talk to the people about what we've got going on at WagerTalk.com. Mentioned our respective blue sport coats. I will tell you all that for tonight, I have a 4% best bet in Major League Baseball. Guys, we won again last night in Major League Baseball, and it didn't get much easier than the over 7.5 in Toronto, Seattle. As a matter of fact, that was a winner in the top of the 4th. We are now a perfect 3-0 the last 3 days overall. 11-5 all sports run. We've won 8 of the last 9 days overall, and we are a perfect, Joe, 4-0 with MLB playoff sides. And oh, by the way, that 11-5 all sports run also includes a 4-0 sweep in the NFL last week. I also have already posted on my page a best bet for Sunday with a bonus play. Don't forget about the weekend Warrior Pass as well. You get all the football Saturday, Sunday, and Monday for $49. So that is what I've got going on at WT.buzz/
Outstanding, BP. 5% college football bet locked and loaded, by the way. Ready to go here today. You can get that over at my page. 13-5 run right now in college football. 4-0 on those big bets there, the 4 and 5% best bets. They don't come often, but when they do, couldn't pass up the one that's happening this week. So you can go get it over at WagerTalk.com. Ready to roll here, BP.
All right. Love it, Joe. And I am ready to roll with 2 college football bets for you guys. Of course, I need to bring the Mac out of the show. I feel that's one of the reasons I was brought onto this program, other than the fact that no one picked up. But we're going to talk Mid-American Conference here, Joe, to start things off. Get that timer ready here. I'm ready to roll with Central Michigan and Bowling Green, noon Eastern on CBS Sports Network. Guys, why would you even think about betting this game? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Bowling Green last week, in case you missed it, pulled a massive upset against rival Toledo. BG in that game was down 21-0 in the first half, and they come back to win 28-23. Previously, the Falcons had been 0-75 over the last 20 years when trailing by at least 3 touchdowns. How appropriate that they're now 1-75 after beating their I-75 rival. I-75 connects PG and Toledo, in case the campus is, Joe, in case you were wondering. Anyways, Falcons had the lowest post-game win expectancy of any team that won last Saturday. They were outgained by over 200 yards. Now this week, they're facing a Central Michigan team that should be angry after getting upset at Akron as 7.5-point favorites. So follow the bouncing ball here, guys. You got Bowling Green off an upset win, now favored, and Central Michigan, a week after being upset as a dog. The line has trickled down. I completely agree with this line move. Give me the Chippewas +4 on that one. And then for my second bet here that I'm going to share with you, and boy, is it time to hold your nose. Air Force and Wyoming. Not sure if you guys have been paying attention. Every single Air Force game has gone over the total this season. Total for this Saturday's game against Wyoming, 58.5. I'm going to tell you to go under in this game. Let's buck the trend. Why would I tell you to go under in this game? Well, the total for last year's Air Force Wyoming game, Joe, was 33. Now it's 58.5. I know it's a new team. The defense stinks for Air Force, but guess what? Wyoming hasn't had a total close north of 50 all season. And I know last week's game went way over the total, but guess what? They had 2 non-offensive touchdowns against San Jose State. Under Wyoming, Air Force, and Central Michigan plus the points for me.
Impressive that you can actually even read the clock there. So I guess it's my turn now for 2 minutes. And I am going to go here where Art talked about. I'm going to go to the Holy War because I do not understand this line at all. There is not a whole hell of a lot of difference to me between BYU and Utah this season, except for the fact that I've got an unbeaten team at 5-0 on the season that are playing at home and now getting 3.5 points. And let me just tell you, history tells us, yeah, that's been a pretty good bet. That unbeaten 5-0 team are better at home getting points. 48, 23, and 4 against the number. And listen, Utah, I know they're going to bring the defense. We like that, but not as impressed with the offense as everyone thought they were going to have early on here in the season. What I am impressed with is that BYU defense, especially at home here. I am not buying that 3.5 points should be given to this home team who can play defense and will be ready to roll for this game. This is a rivalry game. It is likely a field goal game one way or the other, but I do like the chances of BYU getting it done in this spot. The other one is, I got to tell you, call me crazy, but I believe the number was 1940. 443. That is the last time that Vandy has been a favorite over LSU. In fact, they've gone 178 games, I believe, against ranked teams without being a favorite. But that's exactly where Diego Pavia and company find themselves here at home against LSU. And if you look at this, right, forget the numbers in front of the names, guys, right? Because LSU is ranked a little bit higher than Vandy, right? But wait a minute, they're a dog. That's right. They're a dog for a reason. I trust Pavia. I don't trust Nussmeier. I think the defenses are good enough to keep this going. I will take Vanderbilt in a win, not an upset, but a home win here as a short favorite.
The Commies. I like it. I talked about that game on the midweek edition of the Power 5, which I know you tune into every week, Joe. Yes. I agree with that line move as well. And, you know, I don't work for Fox, but I will offer them a suggestion for that Holy War game. That game is on Fox, Utah and BYU at 8 p.m. Eastern. If they don't open the game by playing Holy War by Megadeth, that's
a good point.
Is a missed opportunity. They absolutely needs to be how they open the game up because that would get a lot of people fired up. Are you fired up? If you are, if you enjoy what you're watching, just a reminder, smash that like button, please. Click subscribe. I will be back tomorrow, much to Joe's chagrin. I'm really looking forward to it, Joe, getting to work with you together again.
Yes.
Great. I'm celebrating. By the way, that was the word of the day. Remember, celebrate.
Yeah.
Celebrate.
That's great. Well, I'm celebrating.
Well, we can celebrate the MLB playoffs because, you know, I'll tell you what, Joe, after that first inning last night, I was like, well, I think we should start printing our Seattle Mariners, LA Dodgers World Series t-shirts because that certainly looked to be the way it was trending. But Toronto, as we talked about at the opening of the show, came back. Their lineup awoken, shades of what we saw against the Yankees. This is whatever happened to home field advantage in Major League Baseball, Joe. Seattle, Toronto. We've heard, you know, just throughout the playoffs, how it's basically been a 50-50 split between home and road teams, no matter who's playing. But what's crazy to me, Joe, in this ALCS matchup, Seattle and Toronto, these teams have played now 9 times this year. The road team has won 8 of them, and these were the 2 best home teams in the American League during the regular season. I think that's crazy.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I think, listen, It's obviously all about the offense and who can get and play from in front, because that's been important in this series here for both these teams. Seattle always seems to strike first. Toronto finally answered back yesterday in that game. Can they build off of that? I don't know that throwing out a 41-year-old, Mad Max Scherzer in there is going to be the answer. But the good news is both bullpens for both teams are rested because of that blowout. And as far as the Dodgers go, the bottom line to me is that this is not new with these starting pitchers of the Dodgers. They have been doing this since September 1st. This group has been it's like having to face 5 Scoobles. That's that's how good they are right now. And I got news for you. 3.5 hits, I think, is what the total amount of hits for the Brewers are today. And I don't think they get 3.5 hits against the starting pitcher. I just don't, BP. Much less score multiple. What's the total for runs? 3.5? I don't see him scoring that either.
Yeah, so, all right, there you go, Joe. And the best thing about the Dodgers starting pitching being this dominant, if you're a Dodgers fan, it takes Dave Roberts out of the equation.
Good point. And the bullpen, because that's the worst part of their team.
Yes, and I will say this. If you go to, I was looking at DraftKings this morning. Mm-hmm. You can get Dodgers at plus money still at like plus 170 to sweep the series and plus 190 to win in 5 games. I don't think this series is going back to Milwaukee. Do you, Joe?
No, I don't think it's going back to Milwaukee. And again, I mean, at this point, we're setting the bar low. Just how about, I don't know, score more than a run? What do you think? Maybe a couple of hits. Maybe get to that bullpen, but I don't know that Glass now is the guy that is going to let up here in this spot. I think it's over before it starts here. I'll tell you what, the one bet, though, real quick on this one, BP, is the Dodgers to win 4 games to none is still plus money, I believe. I think you can get the exact score. Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
What are they going to be? $2 favorites in this game and the next game? You might as well take them at plus 150 at this point, no?
DraftKings has a plus 170, a series sweep right now.
Wow.
And Ohtani's starting game 4. So,
yes.
I mean, you have to look at this. I mean, to get plus, I mean, they're minus 200 here. So, yeah, to win both games, why play them on the money line both games when you can just play them to win both games at that price? That I agree. completely co-sign with that there. All right.
Oh, that's a loser. Okay, good. Let's go to the mailbag then, if we can, very much here, Bryan, because I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of folks were very excited to see you coming on the show this week. I just think that a lot of people just tells me they're either eating a lot of edibles or drinking a lot before they watch this show if they thought you on here was somehow going to be a good situation here. But no, a lot of people hoping Prez cashes, by the way, in his tournament, but his poker tournament that he's at. But I believe he's got a good shot. I think he's in the over 70 tournament, I think, right? Because that's the only way that's the only way he got. I think it's over 70. He's like Jackass. He dresses up. Not that he has to hide a lot of that gray in there, but I think he can pass for the over 70 crew, and I think he's going to win there, BP. But a lot of people very excited to see you on the show. And all kidding aside, though, it's always a pleasure to see you.
Oh, well, my God, I might keel over right now, Joe. That was one of the nicest things you've ever said to me. I appreciate being here. Prez gave me the call. I'm going to pretend he didn't call anyone else first.
Yes.
But no, in all seriousness, guys, it is great to be here. Obviously, Prez, we do wish you the best. Maybe everyone else, if that old of a term, maybe everyone just falls asleep. And Prez can take their chips and just declare himself the winner. Who knows? Yes. But what else do we have in the mailbag? I understand there was some improper adverb use yesterday. Someone said swimmingly is an adverb.
Yes, that was me.
I was not here to check that. Oh.
Yes,
that was you, Joe.
President asked me how I was. I said swimmingly, and he accused it of being a verb, I think. And I said, no, it's not but they corrected it in the chat room because in addition to being some of the smartest individuals in the world, some of the best English majors in the world hang out in our chat room. So there. Well, and by the way, Tony Ori, do I play poker? No. But if you want to play, let me know. I'll drop my number and we can go.
Oh, that's very, very interesting. Joe helped me out at a blackjack table one time, guys, when I forgot how to count to 21. It was an incredible moment in our lives. Thank you, Joe. I can never repay you enough.
But that's good.
Yes. All right. Yes. You know something I found very interesting This wasn't the chat. This was a very astute observation by someone. Danny U-U3081 said only 18 out of 6,500 plus NFL games have ended with the score of 25-24. Yet the Bears have done it back-to-back weeks.
Could it be back-to-back weeks here against New Orleans?
You know what's funny? Like, doesn't a Bears-New Orleans game feel like it could end 25-24? Again, I agree with what Art was saying at the outset. I would not be laying in a rush to lay points with Chicago. The numbers seem short, but my numbers agree. And the Saints saved for the one game where the special teams was just beyond inept. I think it was against Seattle, if memory serves correct. They've been in almost every game. And they played good teams, too. They played San Francisco before the 49ers had every single person, in the hospital, if you recall. So
I do recall. Yeah, I do recall. I'm also late for my appointment to get a drink. So we're done here, BP. It's bad enough we got to do this again tomorrow. So, and the clock's been over for like 5 minutes. But, I knew things were going swimmingly, and it obviously went too long. So, yes, there you go.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Say goodbye, everybody. Say goodbye, BP.
Goodbye.
Yeah,
I hope I didn't take up too much of your time.
Just when you thought it was safe to watch the best betting show ever. Let's all win together, as the Prez would say. But you also know what the Prez would say, don't you?
Sexy devil.